Shalom, brothers and sisters. Free coffee is the best coffee.
Hallelujah. Yah provides.
Aman, Yahuwah Jireh. So, we were just discussing about
The feast days?
the appointed times, the feast days found in Leviticus 23,
The Moedim.
the Moedim, which I heard Moed. If you get the first letter and the last letter, is like garment. It means garment. I think John Flores told me that.
Med. Yeah, I think.
Something like
I
that.
remember something like that.
But it doesn't matter.
But it's true because the feast days is something that you do outwardly, and it's like you're showing the world what you wear by what you do,
I love it.
and it's putting on the garments of the kingdom.
Revestite en Mashiach.
Yeah.
Yahushua. Yeah.
And so, what's the first spring feast days?
Oh, the ones that he fulfilled already?
Yeah, once he fulfilled.
Oh, it's Passover, Pesach. And the important thing to understand and know is that they were in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, right? These brothers and sisters in the faith were in Egypt before they became a strong people that came out of Egypt. And the reason for their coming out of Egypt, it says it right there in the scriptures, it was so that they could celebrate, so that they could hold these appointed times which, to Yahuwah, right? And they couldn't do it in Egypt because it would have been an abomination to Yahuwah.
And to the Egyptians. Even.
And to the Egyptians, huh? Right. Yeah, and to the Egyptians, yeah.
Well, like, you can't worship freely when you're a slave. That's the meaning of not being free.
Right.
And so...
Another good point that I was thinking is like, how we are living and how Mystery Babylon has deceived everybody by giving us false freedoms, by us thinking that we're free when we're really enslaved.
Right, and those false freedoms, they present themselves as materialistic goods and not having the need of relying on Yah. So like we have plenty of food here. We have we have bikes, electric bikes that we don't have to pedal anymore. You know,
pedaling is overrated.
So it makes...
I'm just kidding.
Mystery Babylon tends to make your life easier because it kind of puts it in a structure.
They want to take away from you things that that you could do yourself, so that they're providing for you.
And what ends up happening is they keep imposing themselves and keep. So it starts off, they start listening to our phone calls, and then they try to take our guns away, and then
not the guns,
and then they try to force the jab, or the point is, if Benjamin Franklin said it best.
What is that?
He said, "Those that give up
their rights,
liberty for safety and for security and safety, shall not have liberty or security or safety." Something like that.
All right.
And so
sounds good.
We can't give up our freedoms because that's where everything else, security, comes from. It's freedom.
Yeah. And so the true freedom obviously is found in doing, fulfilling the Torah. Because that's why he gave the covenant Torah. And Torah, so it means instructions. And so the instructions that were given to a specific people at a specific time called Israel from above by Yahuwah, those are like to come into the house. Once you come into his house, you have these instructions to live by, right? Oh yeah, so you can live and be multiply and fruitful and all the blessings, right? Because today you got blessings and curses. But in my opinion, every generation has been given a revelation and a purpose, something for them to overcome. I mean, it doesn't negate any of the Torah. It actually, I think, emphasizes different parts of the Torah until all is complete.
Until we reach the point of culmination, which is the point of conception. It's everything that came before, the labor pains and the revelations that came before to get to the point in time that the full revelation manifestation of the kingdom will come.
I know.
I like that.
Yeah. So, as you know, he fulfilled Passover, unleavened bread when he went in the tomb, right? Passover when he gave him his life for you. He put down his life. You know, nobody killed him, nobody forced him, but because of his healing goodness and amazingness, he gave his life so that he could pick it up himself again, right? That's how I know he is Elohim. First of all, if he's like destroy this temple, and I said Yahushua HaMashiach when he was in a real body, you know, I will pick it up again, right? I will rebuild it again. And all right, and then he did first fruit when he arose from the tomb. Praise Yah, you know, conquering death, sin, and sin is death. Conquering and healing in his people that receive him all these
Ailments, diseases.
Yeah, all these diseases. So
all these blockages, right?
From the path of freedom and light.
Like, right, when you can't see, there's a blockage, perhaps, right?
Right. You know,
that is not penetrating the eye to the brain. There's a blockage.
Yeah.
If you can't hear, there's a blockage. If you can't taste, there's a blockage.
oh, remove the blockage.
And Yahushua breaks the wall.
Yep.
He's the shofar sound, right?
Yeah,
And he's
giving
also
us
the bridge that connects.
he's the bayin, the in between that connects everything. But through him we have to be connected, because if we're not in him or through him, then we're not connected. We're either on one side or the other.
Well,
yeah.
I would even say the whole world is connected, right? He's the light of the world for all man. And the thing is, they're still connected in this world until the fulfillment of time. They're still connected to Elohim without
even realizing.
Which is why they have the righteous judgment from Elohim, because they're not giving him honor when he rightfully deserves it.
Yeah, because I was also thinking, you know how demons were saying, "Oh, this is Yahushua HaMashiach, you're the Mashiach," and Messiah Yahushua, he was casting them out and hushing them, you know, like. So, and then there's people in this world that don't even acknowledge that he's Elohim, or that he is the Mashiach, that he is Elohim. So I was thinking, what's worse, not acknowledging, or, I mean, the demons are already done. I mean, this is just in my mind, you know, like some people don't even, you know, realize. But in my opinion, they don't realize it because they are so engulfed with this, with a whole bunch of sin, I guess, you know, because sin begets sin.
And so, back to the feast days.
All right.
So we have 4 spring feasts: Passover, unleavened bread, first fruits,
Shavu.
and then Shavuot.
That's
50
the
days later.
Yeah. Oh,
So Yahushua fulfilled these feast days. First, Passover, because he was the Passover lamb.
yeah.
He was how is that connected to the Passover in Egypt?
Okay, so you have to put the Passover lamb blood. You have to slay a 1-year-old Passover or lamb.
No, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And put his blood on your lentils, on your door lentils, which is a representation for the lentils of our heart, right, and our bodies, our temples, right, our dwelling place. And then
And it would also make the letter, the Hebrew modern
Tav.
letter,
No, Tet.
Chet.
Chet.
Yeah. Hey, that.
Yeah. And
Which Chet is a representation of the Torah and of life.
yep, Chet is the one that you make the decision.
No, that's Tet.
That's Tet.
Chet is the fence.
The fence. Oh, right.
The way you say life in Hebrew is Chai.
So it would put a fence of protection upon your dwelling. All right.
So that's and so Yahushua is the life. He is the doorway, the door.
That's right. Nobody comes to the Father except through Him. So, and if you say that there is no Mashiach, then what are you living for? Right? You got that spirit of the Antichrist.
So before we go
Right,
on,
yeah.
have you ever heard that the blood was put on the inside of the doorway instead of the outside?
Oh, I haven't heard that, but I like that.
And so, yeah, we always hear it's on the outside of the doors.
As a witness.
Right, but what it might be is on the inside.
I mean, if you put it on the lintel, isn't it on the whole thing?
Well, yeah, but
Imagine if you just put it on just a little part of it.
Well, you put it on the lintel, but on the outside of the door, right?
Yeah,
so you put it outside, so you can only see it from outside. But I've heard some rabbis say that it's actually on the inside. So when you're having the seder, you see the blood,
yeah,
and it's a witness to you.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so it's like you recognizing the blood that's covering your house. That's what we're doing with Yahushua. We recognize the blood.
Oh yeah.
So we see the blood.
Yeah, and that's the one thing like Israelites all over the world don't disagree on is having Mashiach, true Israelites. Because if you disagree on having Mashiach as your atoning offering, your covering, your blessing, then you're not really Israel. You know.
I mean, we do know that there's
there's a